Young and the Restless. Billy drops jaw-dropping offer. Phyllis tempted into steamy danger. Young and the Restless has Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, fuming because she's getting cheated in a dirty business deal she made. But then Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, is going to make a shocking offer that could change everything and get some revenge on their mutual enemy. We're going to talk about what Billy offers Phyllis in exchange for stealing the AI software back from Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and giving it to the Abbotts. Young and the Restless. Phyllis rages at Victor. Alright, so this week, Phyllis is furious with Victor. She went and asked him if Jabot is going down because of the Newman Media thing, and he says, yeah, it looks that way. And Phyllis reminds Victor that their deal was Phyllis would give Victor the AI she stole from Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, and Victor would give Phyllis Jabot so she could run it. But after Victor had Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, run that hit piece on Newman Media, there may not be a company left for Phyllis to get her hands on. And Victor was trying to say he'll keep his word, but Phyllis isn't buying it because Victor has broken his word to Phyllis before. He has done her dirty in so many countless ways that it's insane that she's even talking to Victor when Phyllis should never even be in a room with him. Phyllis makes Victor snap? So, she's going to keep pushing Victor the first think, until he admits he doesn't give a good gosh darn if Phyllis gets what she wants or not. Because Victor has the AI and he feels invincible, and what Phyllis wants doesn't matter. His word to her doesn't matter. And now she's enraged because nothing is going her way. She is just spiraling out. Kane just told Phyllis he despises her. So she has lost her bed buddy, and she is jealous that he's panting after Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, again. Phyllis has been going around Genoa City and been bragging to everybody about how she's about to blow up big in the business world. But she's the same that she has been for a long time. Phyllis has no man, no job, and very few friends. And her family's giving her side eye. And now Victor has piled onto all of that by betraying her. The Abbotts' desperate plan to reclaim stolen AI on Y&R. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and the Abbotts have realized Phyllis is the key to eliminating Victor's AI threat once and for all. So, Billy has been tasked to go bargain with Phyllis. And official Young and the Restless spoilers say Billy does make a deal with Phyllis by the end of this week. So, Billy told Jack and Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, that Phyllis is only loyal to herself. But if Billy can find something Phyllis really wants, then she will probably cooperate. The Abbotts want her to steal the AI back from Victor and give it to them. And Diane wants to know what exactly Billy and Jack are willing to offer Phyllis. And Jack said, they need to offer her just about anything because this is about saving Jabot and the family legacy. So, seems like Billy has permission to dangle something big. And it looks like they do find some kind of ground to meet on, and he finds something that Phyllis wants 'cause by Thursday that's when Billy has cut a deal with Phyllis. Exploring Billy's potential offers to Phyllis on Young and the Restless. So, that has me wondering what exactly is the deal, and one thing Billy might offer Phyllis is a major role at Abacom. You remember she was involved with the initial setup, and she was ready to work with Billy. She was super excited, but she was spiraling out. And so Billy axed her, and said it was for her own good. Then he replaced her with Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. And of course, Phyllis became completely unhinged about that. We do know that Billy and Phyllis can work well together and can be a good team, but Billy isn't the CEO of Abacom. Sally is, and she would absolutely hate it if Billy promised Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, any role at Abacom. Even the janitor. Never mind a major role. But on the other hand, Sally is very worried about Billy's family. She likes the Abbotts. She feels really bad for them, and I know Sally would help them if she could. So I could see her suck it up and just deal with Phyllis working at Abacom if it meant getting the AI away from Victor and saving Jabot. Bill brings Phyllis on at Jabot. Another thing Billy may offer Phyllis is a major role at Jabot. If that happened though, Diane would lose her whole entire mind. But Jack and Billy are desperate, and I'm sure Diane would rather bring Phyllis on board rather than let Jack's family legacy go down the drain.
Right.
So, also Jabot is Kyle Abbott's Michael Mueller, legacy, and also Harrison Locke's Redding Munsell, legacy. And Diane and Phyllis do share Harrison as a grandson, even though Diane seems to be the only one that hangs out with the kid. So, like Sally, I think Diane would suck it up for the good of the family. But I also think that at the first possible chance, she would run Phyllis out of Jabot. A vow of vengeance and a chance for redemption on Y&R. So Billy may also promise Phyllis that if she steals the program and gives it to them, that he and Jack will use the AI against Newman Enterprises to destroy Victor's legacy. That way, Phyllis and Jack and Billy would all get revenge on Victor, but Phyllis could have clean hands and would be risk-free for her. And of course, Jack would be on board to crush Victor and make sure he can't ever come after the Abbotts again. Jack's just defending himself and his family. Victor's the one who took the first swing, and we know Phyllis would love to see Victor lose everything. Also, Billy could promise Phyllis that Jack and the Abbotts will invest in whatever company that Phyllis wants to start of her own. You know, she keeps talking about starting something new, but she was just plotting to take over Jack's company. But if they invest in her, Phyllis could legit have her own company. Remember how happy she was when she built and ran the Grand Phoenix? I mean, honestly, if Jack invested in Phyllis, that might be the best case rather than bringing her on board one of their existing family businesses. Billy threatens Phyllis on Young and the Restless. And last, one intriguing offer that Billy might make Phyllis. Instead of offering her the keys to the kingdom or a big important job with a title, maybe Billy offers Phyllis nothing but a shot at redemption and gives Phyllis a threat to go with it. Because this week, Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziade, was going off on his mom with accusations. He told Phyllis that he doesn't trust her. Daniel can see right through her. He knows Phyllis is lying and that she's guilty and somehow involved in the bad things that are going on with Jabot. And she got all defensive and crazy and then acted mad at Daniel. Typical things that happen when you accuse a guilty person of what they did. And then Phyllis basically ran away from his accusations, which only further convinced Daniel that his mom Phyllis is hiding something wicked. Daniel tells Summer his suspicions on Y&R. So, then Daniel called up Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, and said their mom is neck-deep in the issues that Jabot is having. So Billy may threaten to tell Daniel and Summer that Phyllis stole the AI from Kane and gave it to Victor, and her price was Jabot. That would be a deal-breaker for Phyllis's kids. There's no way Daniel would accept it. Summer absolutely wouldn't because her company, Marchetti, is part of Jabot and now her company's in deep data because of Phyllis. So, I think Billy might tell Phyllis he and Jack and the others will cover for her and not tell her kids what she did so Daniel and Summer don't hate her. And all Phyllis has to do is steal the AI back from Victor. Easy peasy, right? I mean, this last one is actually the option I'd like to see happen, that Phyllis comes out of this with nothing, because that's what she deserves for all her lying and conniving. But we'll see what Billy offers. On Young and the Restless. Billy drops jaw-dropping offer. Phyllis tempted into steamy danger. Genoa City is reeling. The air in the usually placid Midwest town is thick with the scent of high-stakes corporate espionage and forbidden attraction, thanks to a move so audacious it could only be cooked up by one man, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. In a plot twist that has shattered alliances, inflamed old passions, and thrown the entire Newman-Abbott war into a dangerous, sexually charged chaos, Billy has presented a jaw-dropping offer to his ex-lover and current nemesis, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and the price of the deal threatens to pull them both into a steamy danger they might not survive. The gambit, Jack's desperation and Billy's mandate. The crisis has been building for weeks, ever since Victor Newman, Eric Braden, the mustache himself, made his most calculated move yet, using the stolen, highly sophisticated AI software, the one Phyllis herself swiped from Kane Ashby, aka Aristotle Dumas, and foolishly handed to Victor in exchange for an empty promise of Jabot, to launch a crippling, hostile takeover of Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, beloved Jabot. Jack, usually the picture of stoic control, is backed against a wall. The family legacy is hanging by a thread, and Victor's ruthless efficiency means time is running out. Jack, Diane, Susan Walters, and the rest of the Abbott clan have come to a terrifying conclusion. The only person who can retrieve the weapon from the Black Knight's vault is the woman who put it there, Phyllis Red Summers. And that's where Billy steps in. Jack, with a grim look in his eyes, gave Billy the mandate. Offer her anything. We need that AI back to save Jabot. She only answers to herself, Billy. Find her price. The temptation, Red's rage, and the Abbott play. Phyllis is predictably furious. Victor's initial deal, the keys to Jabot, has been revealed as a cynical, manipulative sham, a casualty of a Newman media mess she had no part in creating. She's been cheated, underestimated, and cast aside. For a woman whose entire identity is wrapped up in being the smartest, most powerful red in the room, this betrayal is a humiliation that burns deeper than any broken heart. Enter Billy. He finds her at the Grand Phoenix, nursing a fiery cocktail, her eyes blazing with an almost manic energy. The air crackles with their history, a turbulent, passionate affair that tore families apart and ended in mutual betrayal. Now, their dynamic is a dangerous cocktail of shared animosity, lingering chemistry, and deep-seated distrust. Billy doesn't mince words. He lays out the Abbot's demand: steal the AI back from Victor and give it to us. Phyllis scoffs, her voice dripping with venom. Why would I lift a finger for the family that tossed me aside? What could you possibly offer me, Billy, that's worth going to war with Victor Newman? Your old job at Abacom? Please. I'd rather babysit Tucker. This is the moment. This is when Billy delivers the jaw-dropping offer, a proposal so monumental, so perfectly tailored to Phyllis's unique blend of ambition, vengeance, and ego that it causes her trademark sarcasm to falter. The offer: revenge and redemption. Billy doesn't offer her a title. He doesn't offer her a job where she'd have to answer to Jack or Diane. He offers her something far more intoxicating than money or a corner office: shared, mutual, corporate annihilation. Forget Jabot, Billy says, leaning in close, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper that bypasses her defenses and hits her deepest craving. We don't just want the AI back to save Jabot, Red. We wanted to use it against the mustache. We want to destroy Victor Newman's legacy with his own weapon. He continues, his blue eyes locking with her green ones, the intensity of his gaze igniting a familiar, electric tension. You steal the AI. You give it to Jack. And in exchange, the Abbotts won't just save our company. We'll turn that program loose on Newman Enterprises. We'll give you a front-row seat to Victor's downfall. He won't know what hit him. You get the ultimate, risk-free revenge, and your hands stay clean. You want to see the great Victor Newman crumble? I will deliver that for you. This is the ultimate bait. Phyllis doesn't just want power, she wants vengeance for being played. She wants the world to burn for her humiliation. Billy is offering her the matches and a perfect alibi. The steamy danger, a dance with the devil. The high-stakes corporate espionage is just the cover. The real danger is the steamy, volatile chemistry that immediately reignites between them. The thrill of a shared, forbidden mission, the kind of dangerous, dark work that always bound them together, acts as a powerful aphrodisiac. Their initial meetings to plot the heist are conducted in clandestine locations, a dimly lit corner of society, an anonymous suite at the Grand Phoenix, and the notorious Abbott Boathouse. The conversation is professional, strategies, contingency plans, vulnerabilities in Newman Tower's security. But every exchange of intelligence is laden with double entendre and lingering eye contact. Billy, this requires complete trust, Red. No second-guessing. Are you in? Phyllis, trust is a luxury neither of us can afford, Billy. But the payoff? I can taste it. And as for second-guessing, you know I only ever second-guess the wrong choices. The danger is palpable. They are working together against the most powerful man in Genoa City, which would be risky enough. But the true peril is emotional. Billy is trying to build a stable life with Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, whose career and heart are already precariously tied to Billy's corporate success. Phyllis, while outwardly single, is constantly trying to rebuild her relationships with her children, Summer, Allison Lanier, and Daniel, Michael Graziade, who would be devastated to learn she's back in bed, literally or figuratively, with chaos and Billy Abbott. The adrenaline rush. Both Billy and Phyllis are addiction-prone individuals. Billy is constantly battling his gambling and impulse control issues. Phyllis is addicted to drama and being the center of high-octane schemes. This mission is their shared drug of choice. The late nights plotting, the hushed conversations, the mutual understanding of their need for a win. It's a massive hit of adrenaline that feels exactly like passion. The emotional isolation. Victor's power move has made both of them pariahs in their own right. They are two of Genoa City's most notorious outcasts, and in this shared scheme, they find a perverse kind of sanctuary. They only truly feel understood by each other when they are operating outside the rules. The threat of exposure. Billy dangled the ultimate threat to ensure Phyllis's cooperation, telling her children about her initial, selfish deal with Victor. This creates an intense, private power dynamic between them. He has her secret, giving their interactions an extra layer of tension, a dangerous familiarity that can easily morph into intimacy. The climax, a secret rendezvous and a fatal flaw. The plan is set for a late-night infiltration of Victor's private, encrypted server room at Newman Tower. Billy and Phyllis arrive under the cover of a massive, strategically leaked celebration party in the building's main lobby, a diversion organized by Jack. As they navigate the dark, echoing corridors, the physical proximity becomes overwhelming. They have to move silently, their bodies brushing past each other in the tight spaces. The air conditioning is barely working, and the heat in the room matches the heat between them. Phyllis, working her technological magic, manages to decrypt the vault. As the AI program file copies onto a drive, the tension breaks. The moment of shared triumph, the realization that they are finally going to take down Victor, is too much. The kiss. It's not tender. It's a desperate, frantic collision of lips fueled by years of unfinished business, high-stakes adrenaline, and the intoxicating promise of shared vengeance. They cling to each other, the thrill of their corporate heist momentarily forgotten in the face of their undeniable, dangerous connection. But in that crucial, steamy moment, a fatal flaw is exposed. Billy's phone, which he had set to silent, vibrates subtly on a nearby desk. He had left it behind to avoid being tracked, but a single, brightly lit text notification flashes on the screen. From Sally. Call me when it's done. I love you, my hero. Phyllis pulls back, her eyes narrowing. The intoxicating glow of passion instantly curdles into bitter jealousy and old insecurities. The reality of Billy's life, the one she was trying to destroy, the one she was trying to replace, slams back into the room. Your hero, she whispers, a cruel smile forming. Always playing the hero, Billy. But you're only ever a hero to yourself. The fallout, a deal made, a heart broken. The moment is ruined. The danger is no longer Victor. The danger is them. They finish the download in cold silence and escape. The next morning, Jack has the AI and the Abbotts launch their counteroffensive, which promises to be the most vicious corporate war Genoa City has ever seen. Billy's jaw-dropping offer is fulfilled. Phyllis has her revenge. But the real drama has just begun. The blackmail. Phyllis now holds the knowledge of their secret kiss. Will she use it to destroy Billy's life with Sally, or will she try to suppress the truth, knowing it would also expose her own dark manipulations to her children? The unraveling. Billy is left reeling, disgusted with himself for his momentary lapse. His relationship with Sally is now built on a secret that could destroy her trust and his sobriety. He got the AI, but he's paid a much heavier price. Victor's revenge. The mustache is not beaten. He is simply wounded. He will know Phyllis betrayed him, and he will know Billy was her accomplice. Victor's retribution will be merciless, targeting not just their companies, but their personal lives. 3 weeks ahead, Sharon and Sienna danger, Devon's alarm bells and Audra's fury unleashed. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates for the upcoming 3 weeks indicate that Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, will find themselves in danger, and meanwhile Devon Winters, Brighton James, will encounter some troubling signs, and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, will also express her anger. So let's go over all the events. Week of December 15th. Victor's move catches Jack off guard. During the week of December 15th to 19th, Victor Newman's Eric Braden unexpected move will catch Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, off guard as he will draw attention to the chaos at Jabot through Newman Media. It will appear that Jabot is struggling significantly, which will also affect the launch party for Abbott Communications due to the timing of the posts. Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, will receive complaints from Jack, but Chelsea might argue that she was unaware of Adam's actions. In fact, Chelsea will have some strong words for Adam since he is showing too much loyalty to Victor for her liking. Jack's primary issue will clearly be with Victor, leading him to consider how to respond. Nikki livid. Billy asks Phyllis for help. Diane turns to Michael. Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will be furious about Victor's recent actions, which means Jack will soon escalate their marital issues. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, will seek help from Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. They will come to an agreement, but there's no assurance that either will follow through in the end. While Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, looks for help from Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, will plot against Audra. When Audra eventually discovers that Kyle and Claire are working together against her, she will unleash her anger. Audra won't put up with this. Sharon and Sienna should be alert. Audra won't just sit back and accept this, so Claire and Kyle should be careful. Sharon and Sienna also need to be alert because Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, is about to start his next scheme in Genoa City. Detective Annie Stewart, Catherine Kresge, will help as Matt tries to gain the upper hand, which means Sienna and the Newman family are facing some troubling times ahead. Meanwhile, Kyle will have a reason to reach out to Summer Newman, last played by Allison Lanier. Will it be about Jabot and Marchetti, or perhaps the situation with Matt, since Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, might be at risk along with Victor's other loved ones? Week of December 22nd, a significant Christmas for Victor and Nikki, Matt's disturbing plans. Regardless, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, is set to play an important part in the fierce conflict with Matt that is unfolding. If Matt even considers harming Sharon, there will be serious repercussions. Now, we approach the week of December 22nd and the Christmas season. From December 22nd to 26th, Christmas will be particularly significant for Nikki and Victor. It appears that Victor and Nikki will resolve their issues with Jack at least for the time being to enjoy the holiday together. Meanwhile, Matt will proceed with some disturbing plans, creating chaos for all his targets. Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will attempt to protect Sienna from danger, but will he be able to? Week of December 29th, New Year's Eve, Devon's Crisis, and more. The week from December 29th to January 2nd might feature a New Year's Eve countdown, but it could be more foreboding than festive if Matt remains at large and causing chaos. In the upcoming weeks, Devon will encounter a crisis as a close family member faces a perilous situation. Is it possible that Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, could accidentally get involved in the Matt situation? Will Dominic Newman Abbott Winters' Chancellor, Rain and River Ware, be kidnapped for leverage? Of course, this situation might not be connected to the Matt chaos at all. Devon's storyline may link to one involving Daniel Romalotti Jr., Michael Graziadei, and Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks. Regardless of how things unfold, Devon and Abby Winters, Melissa Ordway, marriage will face challenges due to what lies ahead. Y&R spoilers. 3 weeks ahead of turmoil. Genoa City is about to be rocked to its core. The next 3 weeks on The Young and the Restless promise a relentless wave of danger, corporate warfare, and furious emotional fallout that will leave viewers breathless. From a terrifying enemy's return putting beloved characters in mortal jeopardy to a powerful mogul's alarm bells ringing for his family and a scorned woman unleashing a vengeful fury, this is a 1,500-word, high-engagement deep dive into the shocking drama coming your way. Get ready to hold on to your seats, because the holiday season in Genoa City is anything but peaceful. The Matt Clark nightmare, Sharon and Sienna in mortal danger. The darkest chapter in Sharon Newman's history is being violently reopened, and this time, the stakes are higher than ever. Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, is back in Genoa City, and his obsession with tormenting Sharon is more twisted and deadly than before. The next 3 weeks will see his reign of terror escalate, putting both Sharon and her new ally, Sienna Bacall, directly in the crosshairs. Week 1. The Predator arrives and the net tightens, December 15th to 19th. The initial rescue of Noah Newman and Sienna from Matt's clutches was only the beginning. Nick Newman knows their enemy is far from defeated, and his fear proves justified as Matt Clark sneaks back into Genoa City, ready to deliver his most crushing blows yet. Nick's desperate plan. Knowing Sharon is Matt's primary target, Nick, Joshua Morrow, will go into full protective mode, strategizing with Victor to contain the threat. Spoilers hint Nick will suggest moving in with Sharon and Christian to ensure her safety, a move that could reignite old flames under the most terrifying circumstances. Nick is ready to take matters into his own hands, leading to a fierce fight against Matt. Sharon's courage and dread. Despite her deep-seated fear of Matt, Sharon Case, refuses to back down. However, the sheer proximity of her tormentor will leave her perpetually on edge. She'll find an unexpected bond with Sienna, Tamara Braun, Matt's estranged wife, as they realize they share a deadly connection to the same maniacal man. Their alliance becomes their best defense, but also links their fates. The launch party disaster. Matt's presence will cast a terrifying shadow over the Abbott Communications launch party, setting the stage for a spectacular showdown or, even worse, a deadly act that puts partygoers at risk. The danger is no longer confined to LA. It's right here in Genoa City. Week 2, Hostage Crisis and the Family Rally, December 22nd to 26th. The drama peaks during the week of Christmas as Matt unleashes his unsettling plans, causing widespread chaos for all his targets. The festive spirit is crushed under the weight of his wicked revenge. Sharon and Sienna as targets. The unthinkable happens. Matt's twisted game will center on getting Sharon and Sienna alone. Spoilers suggest they will be forced to stay on guard, but Matt's cunning may lead to a terrifying scenario where they are held hostage or lured into a deadly trap. The threat to Sharon is personal, but Matt sees Sienna as a loose end and a tool of manipulation against Noah. Noah's battle to protect Sienna. Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, fresh out of his ordeal, will be consumed with keeping Sienna safe. His attempts to protect her will be noble, but perhaps reckless, as he puts himself in the line of fire. His burgeoning romance with Sienna is intensifying just as the danger reaches its peak. Will he succeed in keeping her out of harm's way, or will his own brush with death have been for nothing? Victor's vengeance. The great Victor Newman does not tolerate threats to his family. Victor, Eric Braden, will step in as the ultimate backup, plotting against Matt. The Newman patriarch will use all his resources to neutralize the threat, proving once again that anyone who messes with his bloodline will face his unbridled, terrifying wrath. Week 3, New Year's Omen and the final showdown, December 29th to January 2nd. The week leading into the new year promises more ominous events than celebrations. Matt will prove he's a wicked force to be reckoned with, and his presence could lead to a catastrophic New Year's Eve. Matt's crushingly cruel finale. Despite the Newmans' best efforts, Matt won't be done wreaking havoc. He will deliver some of his most crushing blows yet, forcing the Newmans to face the terrifying realization that defeating him will require more than just money or power. It may require a sacrifice. A shattered family. The constant state of fear and the necessity of confronting this demon from the past will take a severe toll on the Newman family. Nick and Sharon's renewed closeness, fueled by the danger, will lead to intense emotions and difficult conversations about their enduring bond. Will this shared crisis bring them back together, or will the trauma push them further apart? Sienna's fate. The final question remains, what is Sienna's ultimate fate? As Matt's wife and Noah's new love interest, she is inextricably linked to the danger. Will she survive to start a new life with Noah, or will she be Matt's final, devastating casualty? Devon's alarm bells. A loved one's dangerous ordeal. Amidst the chaos of the Newman/Matt Clark drama, the Winters/Hamilton family is not spared from the coming storm. Devon Winters, Brighton James, is about to face a crisis that sends serious alarm bells ringing for a close family member. The looming crisis. Spoilers reveal that in the coming weeks, Devon will face a crisis due to a close family member facing a dangerous ordeal. The big question is, who is in danger? Lily's potential entanglement. Could Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, get tangled up in the Matt Clark mess by mistake? Her professional life is already volatile with the Kane, Phyllis, Victor drama. An accidental involvement in the Matt saga could be the dangerous ordeal that sends Devin into a panic. A family kidnapping scare. Alternatively, the crisis could center on his son, Dominic Newman Abbott Winters Chancellor. Could the little boy be kidnapped or somehow used for leverage in a corporate or personal vendetta? The thought of his child in danger would be Devin's worst nightmare, immediately causing Abby and Devin's marriage to face severe hits. The Abby/Devin stress test. The aftermath of this unnamed dangerous ordeal will put extreme stress on Devin and Abby's, Melissa Ordway, marriage. It will force them to confront their vulnerability as parents and partners, possibly leading to a separation or a heartbreaking realization about their future. A link to Daniel and Tessa? Interestingly, there are hints about Devin's storyline connecting to Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Tessa Porter. Could the danger be related to Tessa's past, or perhaps a secret connected to Daniel's current schemes that spills over onto the Winters clan? Devin is about to learn that peace in Genoa City is a temporary illusion, and his world is about to be violently disrupted. Audra's fury unleashed, the scorned schemer's revenge. Hell hath no fury like Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, scorned, and the next 3 weeks will see her unleash a catastrophic, all-consuming wrath on the people who dared to cross her. Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman. Week 1 and 2. Audra is currently navigating a treacherous corporate and personal landscape, but she is about to discover a double betrayal that pushes her over the edge. Kyle and Claire's conspiracy. Spoilers confirm that Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, are spending more time conspiring against Audra. Their mutual disdain for the powerful executive will lead them to join forces, likely to find dirt to use against her to gain an advantage in their respective corporate and family battles. The discovery. The key moment will be when Audra inevitably finds out. This revelation won't be a minor annoyance. It will be a massive betrayal that taps into her deepest insecurities and thirst for control. Audra is a survivor, and being targeted by a good girl like Claire and a man she genuinely tried to have a relationship with like Kyle will ignite a cold, calculating fury. The Nate factor. The mess with Kyle is compounded by her continued complicated entanglement with Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic. While Nate is keeping his distance, his suspicions about Audra's intentions and loyalty, especially regarding Victor's schemes, will only continue to grow. He may even unknowingly feed information to Kyle or Claire, making him another unwitting participant in her downfall and fueling her rage. Week 3. The War of Vengeance, December 29th to January 2nd. The new year will kick off with Audra making good on her threat to anyone who stands in her way. Corporate sabotage. Audra won't just sit back and take this. Her fury will manifest as a ruthless, brilliant counterattack. She could leverage her position at Newman Media or her connection to Victor to inflict maximum damage on Kyle's position at Jabot or Claire's standing in the Newman family. She is capable of corporate sabotage on a massive scale, and Kyle and Claire should watch out. A shocking alliance. Audra is known for making unexpected deals. To truly stick it to Claire and Kyle, could she seek out an unlikely ally? Noah Newman is back in town, and the sparks between him and Audra are still evident. A rekindled romance, or even just a tactical alliance with her ex, would be the perfect way to get under both Kyle and Claire's skin. Audra is a master manipulator, and she will use every resource, professional or personal, to make her enemies regret the day they conspired against her. The power play. This vengeance plot is not just about hurt feelings, it's about power. Audra will use this moment to reassert her dominance, solidify her place in Genoa City's elite, and prove that she is an unstoppable force. Her fury will be the most engaging spectacle of the new year, promising epic confrontations and a stunning reversal of fortune. Corporate mayhem. Victor versus Jack, the never-ending feud. Meanwhile, the eternal rivalry between Victor Newman, Eric Braden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, rages on, providing the volatile backdrop for all the personal drama. Victor's curveball. The weeks ahead confirm that Victor is hitting Jack with another massive corporate curveball. He will highlight all the recent Jabot online upheaval through Newman Media, making it look like the Abbott family company is failing miserably. This move is designed to derail the Abbott Communications launch party and is a brutal reminder of the mustache's ruthless tactics. Nikki's wrath, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will be livid over Victor's latest attack on Jack, fueling the marital strife between the power couple. She may even be tempted to sabotage Victor's efforts, creating internal conflict within the Newman empire. Billy and Phyllis's risky alliance. Desperate for a countermove, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, will turn to Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford for help. These two volatile schemers reaching an agreement is a ticking time bomb. Phyllis will get involved, likely as part of a deal with Kane Ashby, putting herself in further danger and adding another layer of intrigue to the corporate spy games. The prophecy of chaos. The next 3 weeks in Genoa City are not just an ordinary stretch of soap opera drama. They are a convergence of past horrors, present betrayals, and devastating future possibilities. Sharon and Sienna's fight for their lives against the monstrous Matt Clark is the heart-stopping threat. Devon's mounting dread over his loved one's mysterious ordeal is the emotional anchor. And Audra's spectacular, all-consuming fury is the promised explosion of vengeance.